Display setting. Let's go 125. Why does it do that? Why does it jumble all my settings? Cyber Bob, you're first. Okay. We stick you over here, then we make you a larger. I think I could do it like this. No. Is it control? Yes. What was that key command? Was it this one? There it goes. Lee Gardner, how are you doing? I've got to clean up my desktop. You guys can see me mess with that. My eyes are better this week. I can see the screen at a higher res. But every time I change the scaling, it throws my icons all over the screen. Like, it just tosses them everywhere. Like, why? I could see it shifting them, but why chuck them all over the place? It's really annoying. I don't know why it feels the need to do that. Yeah, that goes over here. These go over here. There we go. This belongs over here. Okay. At the 150%, some of the elements of the UI go off the screen. It's annoying. So since I can see better, I put it at 125%. Oh, I forgot to shave. I just realized that. Oops. Oh well, you could deal with a scruffy face this week. So what are you guys up to? Well, right now you're up to watching me, but you know what I mean. What is this? Oh. Yeah, I finally got some more of these. These are so comfortable. I love these. I'm trying to find out where I can get like smaller versions of these in bulk, because what makes these really nice and they don't hurt at all is that the little part there that goes through your ear is thicker. And so it's not like a sharp knife trying to cut through your skin. That's the reason I have trouble with hooks. Um, the earrings that just come with just a hook. The hook is very thin, and so it pulls at the skin on the inside. And so I figure if I can get little ones like this, you see these are a lot smaller than these, but just plain, well, then I could just start attaching earrings to that. Something interesting I got off of AliExpress, and they're dirt cheap. They're just a little over $2 each. $2.19, $2.39. Depends on which one you pick. For you guys who show up early, you can see these. It's this. Now, it doesn't come with the batteries, so you have to buy those separate. But I found a pretty cheap source of, as long as it's 1200 to 2000 milliamps, I don't really care what the capacity is, as long as they're halfway decent. But so you have to buy the batteries separate. I think I paid like $1.50 a battery for some cheap ones. But the actual module is it's USB-C PD spec input. Was it 15 watts? And then the output, they have 3 different versions, and you could pick your output: 5 volts, 9 volts, or 12 volts. I kind of wish it was a unit that I guess yeah, I can see why it would be difficult to make a universal one. It would have been nice if you had one and you just flip dip switches to to pick your output voltage, but they're actually dedicated. And the reason is this is a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply, that uses the two 18650 cells as the batteries for the UPS. And it wouldn't be very hard to put some dummy cells in here and to use 21700 cells as well. Or these are parallel, so anything you want. I mean, anything, as long as it's the right voltage, you're good. I really, 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 really wish I can get one of these that was lithium iron phosphate compatible, because you can get lithium iron phosphate 18650s. They're not the highest capacity because it's a lower density chemistry, but I don't care. What I care about is the fact that it's, number one, it's not likely to ever start a fire, and number two, they'll last 10 or 15 years, easy. In fact, in this capacity, they'll probably last longer than I will. But I got the 9 volt and the 12 volt, and I'm going to get the 5 volt. So this is great for running. First of all, you can run things off USB-C as long as it's 15 watts or less. And second, I can create UPS functionality without having to buy, a $70 freaking UPS. That's going to have lead acid batteries that are going to die in 3 or 4 years. This, I could just replace $3 worth of 18650 cells and they go bad. So at some point, I'm going to make a case for it. And the cool thing, though, is that it does 2 things. One, it's a very cheap UPS. And 2, it's USB-C input. So it uses the USB-C input because the USB-C spec is capable of outputting 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, 20 volts. And then the 3.2 spec can also output, I think, 24, 36, and 48 volts. But for our purposes, we just need up to 12 volts. And that's what these 3 things do. They'll output up. You can even get a cheap power supply like this. One of these here is like $3 or $4 on, or $4 or $5 on Temu. And this will put out up to, this will actually do up to 20 volts. I think. I'm pretty sure. I have to use my phone as a magnifying glass because I cannot read that. Hey, Jerry. You're 3rd, not 6th. So let me take a picture of this. Sixth watcher. Oh. Let's see. Yes, this will do 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 3 amp, which means it does the 15 watts I need. It'll also, well, this will also do 10 volts. Wow, this has a lot of them. This does 5 volts, 9 volts, 10 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, and 20 volts. And it's 33 watt max, which is perfect. I need 15, and it's always good to go 2 to 1. I prefer being able to push, and I can use the full-size USB port too, because that one supports 5, 9, 10, 12, and 20. So, you pair this with a USB-C cable and one of these, and now suddenly you can power a lot of things in your house off of USB-C, which makes them universal. So, for example, I have a gateway that allows me to connect a landline phone system to Google Voice. So I can use that as like a landline. Well, those cordless phones run off of 9 volts typically. Well, there you go. Here's the 9-volt one. Here's a power supply. Combine these two together, cut the wire off of the existing power supply and hook it up to this. And now not only can I power the cordless phone off of USB-C, but it also has a UPS. And there's other things, like for example, there's a bunch of different things you can do. Like for example, the cat watering fountain is 5 volts. So I get the 5-volt version of this and use this, and now it's already USB powered, but I just take USB-C into this and then just hook a USB-C pigtail up to this, since the cat watering fountain's already USB-C, and I basically now have a USB-C UPS. So I can, if the power goes out, the water fountain will keep running for as long as that battery runs. That battery will probably run it for, a day or two. Even if it's only one day, it'll run it for quite a while. Whatever those little 5-volt USB pumps consume. I don't remember how much power they consume, but it's not much. I don't have to do this with the feeder, because the feeder actually takes 3 D cells. So it has a basically built-in UPS. So it'll switch to battery if the power goes out. And because of how expensive D-cell batteries are, it was worth it to buy those lithium D-cells that have the USB-C port built right into them. So once a year, I'll pop the batteries out, charge them up, and put them back in. And but yeah, that's nice because you can get these very cheap. USB cables are very cheap, and this costs about $5 with the batteries. So it's a freaking UPS for $5. Hello. I mean, you're not going to run like your TV off of it, but it'll run like a small light or anything else like that. Hey, Matt. No, I just started a few minutes ago. So no worries. We've been going for 12.5 minutes. I should have gotten a notification on my end. I need to send, yep, now live. So I can send Michelle the link. She has trouble finding it. It's easier for her if I send the link. So that's really handy. I'm going to 3D print an enclosure for it, but I'm probably going to put them in a metal box as well, like get a metal project box to install it in. This on the very, very slim chance that these things decide to light off. If it's in a metal box, it's not likely to burn down the house. I mean, 2 cells is not exactly all that dangerous, but that's another reason why I would love to use lithium iron phosphate. It would be nice if somebody made a simple circuit that I could put, so don't use this battery holder at all, just have the cell floating here, and then have a little circuit in between this and the battery so that it could fake it, like the 12-volt lithium iron phosphate batteries do. They have circuitry on board. They have charge circuitry on board. So you don't have to charge them as lithium iron phosphate. You can charge them as lead acid batteries. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? So that the lithium ion charging circuit can charge a lithium iron phosphate battery, and then the circuitry in between would send the appropriate signals to the charge circuitry to tell it, yes, I'm done. We're done charging, to trick it to say it's full. Basically, an intermediary to be able to allow me to plug lithium iron phosphate batteries into lithium ion powered devices. That would be nice. There's a pretty slick project. I mean, I'm not going to work on it anytime soon just because I don't got the money. But and I don't have a driving need for it, but I could definitely see uses for it. This guy found this little kind of a mix between a chop saw and it's kind of like a mix between a miter saw and a chop saw, but miniature, like a cutoff wheel. What do you call that? What the hell do you call the grinder when you have a grinder? I forget what the name of that is. I'm bringing up the video so I can show you guys. It's very underpowered. Only has like a 60 or 70 watt motor, not a Dremel. Mechanics use it when they're buffing out stuff and things like that. It's a
Hello everyone, this is Robert, and a while
Hey,
back
and welcome
I
to Need to Make It. I'm Mike. So 2 videos ago, we created a few different types of tapered dovetail connections.
Retarded? Did not hear me click pause. God, I hate that. I turned that off. I turned autoplay off. I hate when I have to keep autoplay is off. So why the hell did they play? Arrgh. I hate that. No, you put grinding wheels on it. 20 volts. Oh, it's called a grinder. Angle grinder. That's it. Angle grinder. It's basically a little tiny mini angle grinder that's put into a little casing, so it sort of looks like a chop saw. And it's at Harbor Freight for like $35 or something like that. But then you're gonna put like over $100 worth of stuff into it. But you're gonna turn it into what he calls my mini monster, and it really is pretty impressive. What do you call it? I don't know. I don't know what you call the little one to find it. Does he have a link? Yes, he does. Mini cutoff saw. It takes little 2-inch cutoff discs. Yeah, $35. And there's various for ooh, I want this one because it's orange. I want the orange one. Oh, are you serious? $20 delivery? That's insane. That's just spitting in your face. I want this one just because it's orange. That's the only reason I want this one. But it's not worth a $20 premium for that. Jesus. That's just scummy. Now, why did these cost so much more? $48. Oh, here's 41. 39 after coupon. This is actually a nicer looking one. Takes 4-inch blades. Yeah, I'll pay a $5 penalty to get orange. But the other really nice thing is that it is a lot of people have issues with this, but I love Chinese stuff. And one of the reasons I love Chinese stuff is because when labor is cheap and profit at all costs for profit and proprietary nature is not your primary motivator, fasteners are actually cheaper and easier than making it sealed. Because when you make it sealed, it requires special molding and it requires special equipment. while fasteners just require labor, and China, well, they have labor very cheaply. So this thing is dismantleable. You can watch his video. Let me post a video for you. This is Robert Cowan. I'm subscribed to him now just because that was a very cool video. Oh, over here. He basically puts a brushless motor in it, and then he connects it with an 18-volt battery. So now it's not only it's cordless, portable, and it's well 10 times more powerful. You know, now it's got 700 watts of power instead of 60 watts of power, 60 to 80. And by using an abrasion disc, you can basically watch the examples of what he cuts. It just cuts through things like it's butter. More power, more power. But it actually makes it genuinely useful now. But I might consider eventually grabbing one of them. I want the orange one, just because I like orange. And it's worth $5 to get orange. Where's the little heart? What the hell? It doesn't have one. That's weird. Oh well. Add it to my basic list. But and then maybe later on down the road, because you got to buy an Arduino and a ESC with BEC and a brushless motor. So you have to buy all those things in order to convert this. I'm hoping he lists, I didn't check, but I'm hoping he lists the actual parts. But yeah, the original one was on Harbor Freight for $35. It's the same thing. I kind of like the guard. That's actually kind of neat. Because you have to grab the handle here and it stops you from sticking your finger in there. Well, I don't need safety features. Yep. The first time you're a little drowsy and not paying attention, you'll regret not having no safety features. I'm showing you my screen, right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty neat. And I could probably use it just in the original configuration in the beginning. And because most of the stuff I cut's pretty small and light. But I'm also wondering if this might be excellent for cutting body tubes. So design a jig that bolts into this little miter deck it comes with, so that I could put a body tube in there and just rotate the body tube and let that little cutoff disc cut the body tube. So this might be a really good way for cutting centering rings and body tubes, you know, if I don't print them. So especially being battery powered, you can do it on the field. But that's kind of cool. I like that. That's a tool I could see being useful to me, at least for rocketry. Not so much for 3D printing, but definitely useful for rocketry. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Check out that video. I think you'll enjoy that. If you like power tools and you're a hobbyist who needs, he put it this way, the high-powered one with the cutoff disc, he was able to cut through an 8mm linear rod, you know, from a 3D printer. Yeah, that's some hard shit to cut. The stock one basically scratched it, and that's about it. And this thing cut it relatively effortlessly, so that's pretty cool. And then another video I found this week was this guy. He's working on experimenting with different ways of mechanically fastening 3D printed parts together using dovetail type woodworking techniques. And that was a pretty fascinating video. I'm definitely going to experiment with that. Hang on, get over here, Control V. There is that video there. I think you guys will enjoy that. Well, I want to subscribe to him. Now, I did that yesterday. Why did it not register? I hate that. Ooh. Yeah. That later. That looked pretty cool. Borderline illegal. That's a little clickbait, but it is pretty cool though. You want wait until you play it back and you hear it spin up, man. The first one goes, and then he does the upgraded version, and it goes. It's like, holy shit, we got some power now. But more potentially good news. This should go through. But later on today, I'm gonna get myself assuming he beats, and it sounds like he's legit. Um, it's gonna cost me quite a bit because it's an 80 freaking mile drive, 40 miles each way. But I don't want to pass this up. I don't want to miss this opportunity. An Elegoo Neptune 4 Max. So it's not multicolor or anything, but it's a 420 by 420 by 450 build volume. So it's another large format printer like my Chiron. And he's agreed to do a straight trade. He likes my 2-3 Sapphire Plus. So he said, toss in a roll of brand new PLA and we'll call it a deal. So I was like, yes. So even though I don't really want to give up my Sapphire, I know a lot of people are hesitant about the 2-3s, but the Sapphire Plus and the Sapphire Pro are just damn good machines. They're just reliable. I mean, I've never had to do one single smidge of maintenance on either one of those machines. I've never had to do anything to them. I mean, even when I transported them across the country, I tossed them on the bus. I didn't pack them or anything. I just stuffed them in on the bus. And then 6 months after I get here, I yank them off the bus, blow the dust off them, and I hit print. And they just work. They're not the highest resolution, but they're reliable. And so he's going to do a straight up trade. The Neptune 4 Max for the Sapphire and a roll of PLA. I'm like, hell yes. I mean, I like my Sapphire, but I need more big printers. I need more printers that are in the 444 class. And right now, I only have 2 printers in the 444 class, and that's the Chiron and my CR10 S5, which is still in the bus. So that's going to be nice to have that. So I've decided not to wait until next Tuesday. I'm just going to drive into Albuquerque today and get it. Because I don't want to take a chance that he sells it or finds another trade. He's willing to trade. I'm going to do that. So fingers crossed today. Please, I really want those. Because those are even better. This one's I actually prefer the 3s. Because they're actually a larger build volume than the 4. The 4, they chop 50 millimeters off of the Z axis, and I really want that 500 millimeter Z. But it's still a large format printer, so I'm not even going to modify it at all. I'm just going to put a 1 millimeter nozzle on it, or probably a 0.8 millimeter nozzle, and just throw a 0.8 millimeter nozzle on it, and that's it, done. And just use it for printing my big sections that I need. And so when I'm getting it for free, I can't complain. I got 150 printers. I can afford to give up one of them to get something like that. But yes, I definitely want your printers very badly, because that would leave me with 2 3 Maxes and 2 4 Maxes. Which would be just I would just retire the printers I'm using now. Although I'd probably keep using the longer just because it's just proving itself so reliable. I mean, I'm really beating the shit out of that printer, and the only thing that I'm killing on it is I burn up the PTFE tube every few thousand hours. Yeah, I'm a little far away. Yeah, I'm just a little far away. I'll tell you, the easiest thing to do is probably just to take off the vertical gantry, lay it on top of the printer, and just bubble wrap the whole thing, and just ship it like that. That's probably the best way to do that. If you have a box big enough, sure. And I can try to help a little bit with the shipping. Yeah, they are very heavy. It's a lot of aluminum. My brother said he would help me a little bit with the shipping, so I should be able to provide a little bit of help with that. Right now, I personally have no money. I have $2 in the visor in my car, and I have 40 cents in my bank account. But yeah, oh God, that would cost a fortune. Oh my God, you want me to go where? um, but look into like UPS and FedEx, and especially if you have a local business that you're very friendly with, you know, that where you know people personally, see if maybe they have a commercial account, because commercial shipping rates are a lot lower than consumer shipping rates. Even USPS is cheaper that way. I'm looking into seeing what the requirements are to get a commercial shipping account, because it's like $15 or no, 14.50 for the medium flat rate box, but commercial shipping is $10.50 or something like that. So it's like $3 or $4 cheaper. So that might be something that you can look into for assistance with shipping it. You know, to get a better price. Because I've got the two racks ready. I haven't built them yet. I'm going to build them inside. I don't want to build them outside and try to get them through the house. But I have the two printer stands, the rolling printer stands, and my ideal setup is I would put your 4Max and this 4Max on the table in the back against the wall, and then I would put the two Neptune 3Maxes on the rolling carts up front, so that I can move them out of the way to get to the 4s and put them back to clear the walkways in the bathroom. But this way I'll have a setup with four 444 class printers that can print large stuff. That will just, well, as long as I have the money for the electricity, that will dramatically speed up my ability to print large projects, because then I can print, I'll have 4 printers that have a 420 by 420 build volume, and then I can just limit the build height to 450, which will allow me to use all 4 printers to print parts for the same project. So I can print 4 sections of like the lantern or whatever I'm printing in one go, instead of, you know, 1 print per day. I just have to be careful not to print too much, because, you know, to run one of these printers at 24/7 is going to be like $35 a month on electricity. That's $140 a month if I were to run 4 of these 24/7. I can't afford that. That's more than my electric bill is. So it would literally more than double my electric bill, which I can't afford, especially now going into winter. But yeah, that's a deal I couldn't pass up. You know, I'm basically getting another 4Max locally for free, and I'm not passing up a 444 for free. I also found this, which I'm gonna think about. I had a pellet stove, but it failed on me. I eventually sold it. I didn't quite break even, but at least I got some of my money back. Um, but I almost broke even, because I was able to sell the pellets I had. I had 3 tons of pellets in my container. I had 3 years worth of pellets, and I was able to sell the pellets for more than I paid for them, because I bought them on sale before the price started skyrocketing on pellets. But this is I've looked it up. It has a rear exit for the chimney, and it would take a while for me to be able to use this, because I would need to buy another hearth. I would need to buy another chimney kit. You know, that's $300 I don't have. But I'm thinking about it, because it's only $200 and it seems like a pretty decent unit. And but there's one thing I can get for free around here. One, I can get paper for free. Lots and lots of paper and cardboard. And I have one of those things that allows you to press shredded paper into bricks. It's actually kind of cool. You can't really burn them directly unless you mix some kind of accelerant in with it, because it's very ashy. But paper log maker. One of these here. That one is red, so it's easier to see. So I have one of these. Oh, it's available on Temu. Would you stop? I want to see this. So basically you shred up a bunch of paper in a bucket of water and it becomes pulpy. You then fill this with that pulp, and there's an insert that goes inside, and you press these handles down and you squish all the liquid out. So here's the press on the inside. You see here, this goes inside here. You fill this with pulp, you put this inside, and then the handles press this down and squish it into a dense, basically cardboard paper brick. And then you put it on a rack to dry out. So this is something you would do year round in preparation for winter. And then you could burn them in your fireplace. I figure if I get a bunch of used candles from people, I can maybe even mix some wax in with this to facilitate the burning. And or oil or anything like that. And save the grease from when I cook with oil and whatnot, and drizzle grease onto it, in like a heated chamber, like a dehydrator, to allow it to soak in, to help it burn better. And then also you mix it with wood. But there is a wood source that I can get access to that's free, and that's pallets. That's one of the few things that are free around here in New Mexico. And so I can take apart pallets and cut them up, and as long as I use solar to recharge the batteries, I'm not using any electricity. And so I want to try to get a wood burning stove again. Wood burning stove is also not only nice because I can either buy fuel or get free fuel, but it also is something I can physically do while sitting down. That's a bit exerting, so I can get some more exercise in, but also it doesn't require power. So even if the power goes out, I can still produce heat. And with my two massive carports, all I have to do is put a I could probably even 3D print it. You get something like this, a log holder, log rack, and you stack up the wood under the carport. This way it's always dry. So even if the weather gets bad, I'll have, affordable wood or dry wood to put in a wood burning stove. So I want to get one of these again. I just have to be really, really careful because, these burn down houses when they're not done right. But I'm thinking about this because that's a pretty neat little unit. And I don't have the money right now, but it's something I'm going to consider. But I already have one of these. Briquette maker. That's a newspaper briquette maker, paper log maker. Except I have a 4x one. So mine is 4 of these all together. And so I can make 4 briquettes at the same time. It's out in the container somewhere. I had it from Pennsylvania. But here it is, right there. That right there. This is what I have. I have this. So this here is the insert that goes inside. Wow, only $40, huh? Wow. This is the part that goes inside, and then this part here is the press. And then these handles, when you invert them, they push down on the these bars, and you see it right here. It's pushing down on the bars here and here, and it pushes down on these bars to squeeze the water out. And I live in New Mexico with 12% humidity, so it's perfect. All I have to do is set up racks in the back and just fill the racks with these until they all dry. And then when winter comes around, I have, a bunch of free fuel. So that's something fun that I want to work on as far as house stuff. But it requires money. And I don't have money. I think I figured out what's wrong with my computer. I don't think there's anything wrong with the computer. I think it's the hard drive. He put a cheap 500 gigabyte SSD in here, and I think it's a really, really cheap SSD. First, it maxes out at 70 megabits per second, which is really slow for an SSD. But I noticed that my SSD in my computer is behaving just like these really cheap thumb drives that you get off of Temu. This is a 128 gig thumb drive that I paid like $5 for. It's legit. It's 128 gigs, but it's slow. It usually maxes out around 30 or 40 megabits per second, and then you probably have experienced this. You'll see the graph go, 30 megabits per second, and then all of a sudden 0. And then a minute later, it'll pick back up 30 megabits per second, and then 0. And it'll keep doing that. And what I suspect is that the either the DIMMs in here are just that slow, and the cache runs out and it has to wait to refill the cache, or wait for the DIMMs to catch up dumping. Like when you take a picture on a camera in the old days when the memory cards were slow, and or it's overheating. That's a common thing too. They're just low quality, they overheat, and so it throttles to let the temperature come down. When the temperature comes down, it throttles back up again. And I think that's what's happening in my SSD on my computer. I think it's just a cheap, low quality SSD, like a C or a D rank quality control level. And so I have a feeling if I just replace the hard drive, it'll be fine. I actually didn't even look up what that costs. I probably can't afford it. But I also have to decide, do I want to just get another machine? Because I can get another computer pretty cheap too. But let's see, 512 gigabyte SSD. Well, that's not too bad. $30. Okay, I can replace that for $30. Patriot's not a bad name. Team Group is not bad. They're a cheap name, but they're consistent. Let's see, are there any name brand? Crucial. Oh well, obviously Crucial for $35. I would definitely do that. Okay, that's not bad. I thought it was gonna be like $100. How much is a terabyte? 1 TB. Because I am always running out of space. $50. Yeah, I would probably go with the terabyte. It's only $20 more. Here's a PNY for 50. Here's a Lexar for 55. Here's a Kingston for 58. Crucial for 70. But yeah, I would go with a PNY for $50. I don't care how fast it is as long as it's reliable. And PNY they're not a high quality brand, but they are a reliable brand that has consistent quality. Yeah. All right. I'll just have to save up the $50. Hopefully before the drive fails. But yeah, I noticed that when I was copying files, when I was unzipping a file, sometimes I download anime from. This is a site I use to grab anime from. This is how I found out about it. But the way a lot of these work, like I look for dual audio because that means it's dubbed in English. And so I see Ing sub, I just ignore it because that's not what I want. I don't know if this has an M2 slot. I'll have to check. I know some versions of this do, some don't. Eventually, I want to replace this because the newer models, like the HP Elite Desk G3s and G4s, they have USB-C built in, like full spec 3.1 USB-C, which would be really nice. And they also have triple video built in, dual display ports plus a VGA port, which is really nice. But like, for example, the way these work is they use Google Drives. So when you click on this, you're actually going to a Google Drive, and you can just download the shows. Now, what is your Zelle? Oh, I really appreciate that, Mike, but you don't have to because you're sending me those printers. But my Zelle is zelle@nerys.com. Yeah, $54 for a hard drive. That's reasonable. That's not a crazy price. I thought it was. I really thought it was going to be like 150 bucks because I definitely do not want to go back to a spinner. Once you've gotten a taste of SSD, you don't ever want to go back to a spinning platter again. It's just so slow. But anyway, I was downloading episodes on here, and sometimes there's a quota limit. So if too many people are hitting this drive, they limit how many times you can download each file per day. And so you have to wait until the next day to try to download it again. It'll say quota exceeded. Well, I found a little trick to get around that quota limit. If you select more than one file and click download, Google zips it up first and sends you a zip file. And that zip file, oh yeah, of course, that would work too. By the way, if you are not paying taxes on these things, like if you're a small business and you're doing reviews, and so that you can do those things as a tax write-off, if you have extra pics available, I would not be animus at all toward finding thumb drives or SSDs and sending them to me from Vine. I'll pay the shipping. If you, especially if you get like 3 or 4 of them, put them in a small box, and it'll cost like $10 to ship it. I'll pay that because I'm always running out of storage. I just spent one of the problems I had last week was that my hard drive ran out. I spent the week filling up my available thumb drives. just dumping stuff onto these thumb drives. Thankfully, I had a couple of 128s available, and I just transferred 480 gigabytes of movies to this one. This is a 500 gig one. This is nice. I got this off Vine. It's slow as balls, but I think it's a knockoff. I don't think it's a real HP. It's because HP actually makes a drive that looks like this. I think this is a fake, but it is 500 gigabytes. It's just slow. But yeah, and one of my favorites is this one. This one I didn't get off of Vine. I got this before Vine, but this is one that is both. So it's USB-C and USB-A. Nowadays, you don't really need that anymore because nowadays you can get drives like this that have both ports on it. But back in the day, that was pretty slick to have that. Actually, I think this one, no, this one doesn't do it. But this one does it too, yeah. This one's slow as balls, but it is legit 128. So you can push this side out for USB-C, or this side out for USB-C or A and USB-C. So these are pretty cool. But yeah, I spent like all of last weekend just spending hours just one file at a time transferring files to those drives so I can clear up space on my hard drive. My favorite is this kind. Let me find one for you. Oh, they're not in here, which means they're around here somewhere. Ooh, there's another thumb drive, but that's only a 32 gig. Huh. I don't know what I do with it. But basically, it's a little tiny drive. It's about that big. And it's literally just a on one side and a C on the other side. I got all kinds of little thumb drives. I got just zillions of them. No, it's not in here, so that means it's laying around here somewhere. But those little micro ones are the best. I love them the best. But the trick is I have to make sure that I need to make sure that the C part is long like this. See how long that is? And that's because my phone is a ruggedized phone. It's one of those rugged style phones. And so the C port is recessed inside there. And so if this is too short, then it won't be able to, like this one, yeah, that one just barely works. It won't be able to insert all the way inside. So I have to watch out for that when I use them. Because it's really, really handy. Because I don't know about you, but it's just unreliable. Why haven't they? I guess not enough people use it. But it's just so damned slow and a pain in the ass to transfer files off the phone onto the computer. I mean, I guess when you're just transferring a couple files is no big deal, but when you're trying to transfer 200 gigabytes worth of files, I got 256 gigs of memory and a 500 gigabyte SD card in here. And I downloaded this. I'll be sitting at McDonald's, eating a meal. Like yesterday, I got a double quarter pounder deluxe because they had a 40% off coupon. So I got a double quarter pounder deluxe for $4, and then I paid $2.38, and I got a large fry and a sweet tea. So for $7, I got a large sweet tea, a double quarter pounder deluxe, and I got a large fry. So really, really cheap. And but yeah, if you have extra picks available and it doesn't cost you any taxes, if it costs you money, don't do it. But if it doesn't cost you anything, I'll pay the shipping. If you get any kind of storage, any kind of storage that's measured in gigabytes. Say just message me, say, hey, I got like 2 or 3 hard drives, send me $10, I'll send it to you. And but I'm always in need of storage, always. But yeah, I found out that if you select multiple files on a Google Drive, it zips it up and sends it to you. Now you don't go selecting a whole folder because that's a many gigabytes file download. And, that's always the way Vine is. It cycles. But remember, I love the Vine hot garbage because I'm the guy who's ordering the packet of little things like this, and the boxes of stainless steel screws, and the packages of packing tape, because that's always stuff you have a use for. That's always stuff you can use. And because I didn't have to pay taxes on it because it was a business write-off for me, I always ordered that kind of crap on Vine. I mean, I can't look through Vine now to show you, but there, just go to the I don't know if they still, I know Vine is different now. Before it was just you pick 8 items every time. So every day I would pick 8 items. I actually had tabs open on my computer with stuff that I wanted on Vine, and at the end of the day, if I hadn't used up my 8 picks, I'd go to those tabs and just go, okay, I'll take that, that, that. And usually it's things like I would always get the microfiber dish towels. I would always get any kind of detergent or soap or cleaners. I'd get that. Any type of hardware, the little screws, nuts, and bolts, I'd get those. If there wasn't any of the really useful stuff, if there were puzzles or garden flags, I'd grab those because Michelle likes puzzles and I like garden flags. So I would always hit my 8 limit every day. That's how I ended up getting $141,000 worth of stuff in 1 year. It was getting out of control. It was really getting out of control. I'm a bit of a pack rat when it comes to that kind of thing, and I can't help myself. I mean, it's free. I never bought anything off Amazon. The second time I bought something off Amazon and then saw it on Vine a week later, that was enough to piss me off. And it's like, nope, I'm just gonna wait until it shows up on Vine. And I got bagged. But thank God, I have boxes and boxes of trash bags. I have they put up oh my God, sometimes they put up such good stuff. Oh my God. One day they put up Rubbermaid trash cans. Like they're actually not Rubbermaid, but they're probably made by Rubbermaid. They're Amazon commercial, but it's probably made by Rubbermaid. They're the exact same thing. They probably OEM'd it. And you know, it was a 4-pack of trash cans. I got 4. That's $150 in trash cans. And then, you know, 2 days later, they put the big 65-gallon ones up. I grabbed those too. So I got like 6 40-gallon trash cans and like 4 65-gallon trash cans. I love the Slim Jim trash cans. These are the best, especially inside the house. If you ever see these, they are so useful. These. And you can get them in all different colors. I have like 6 or 8 of these. They're wonderful. When I was taking recycling to the transfer station, I actually have a a um a raised planter that fits 4 of these trash cans perfectly. And I have it sitting right next to my little porch thing out back. So all I have to do is walk out of the back door and put the metal in this one, the glass in this one, and then I could just take those 4 cans, put them in my trailer, and take them off to the transfer station. And but yeah, these things are like, you know, well, here, you can get them cheaper than this. Yeah, 40 or 50 bucks. But I got the nice Rubbermaid commercial ones. They're exactly like this, but they're called Amazon commercial, which means Amazon paid Rubbermaid to make them. So it's a Rubbermaid Slim Jim trash can, and they're wonderful. Oh, they are so wonderful. They also fit underneath my counter. Hey, Big Bad Joe. I actually did get one of these for it. I also got this rolling dolly that holds the trash can, but the problem is it makes the trash can just a little bit too tall to fit underneath my countertop. That annoys me so much because the only thing that's a pain is pulling the can out, putting trash in it, and putting it back. So I got this little rolling dolly for it. Dolly. I could probably find it. This, but metal. Mine's metal. It's not this, but it looks similar to this. It's like this, but it doesn't look exactly like that. But that's close to what it looks like. It's more like this, but made of metal. You put the can in there, and now you can slide it in and out. The problem is that brings it above that 30-inch mark, and it doesn't fit underneath my counter. But yeah, I went crazy. I mean, I would go to the industrial. That's it, industrial. Do they still separate Vine by categories? Like you can pick categories and you could drill down to specific categories. I would always go to the industrial tools section, and I would keep that open on my screen at all times. And every couple hours, I would just scan through it and see if there's anything I really, really wanted. Industrial and scientific. That's it. Keep an eye on that section. That's where you're going to find filament. That's where you're going to find resin. That's where you're going to find 3D printer parts. That's where you're going to find screw sets and bolt sets and stuff like that. These are all things that you're going to be able to use at some point. You might not need it now, but they're always very useful. And so I would, if I had any picks left, that's what I would grab. I'd grab stuff like that. But I would always grab laundry detergent. I would always grab soaps. I would always grab dish soap. I would always grab microfiber towels. I would always grab trash cans because I always need trash cans. And if you get the good trash cans like the Rubbermaid commercial trash cans, they last forever. You can't kill those things. You can run them over with your goddamn truck and they're not going to care. Yeah, exactly. It's a good category. And sure, it might be hot garbage, but it's useful hot garbage. And can I? I don't even know if I can show you. I don't know how to do that. Actually, I probably can. This is all I see when I go in. Let's go. I think 2023, 2022. Has it been longer than 2022 since I've been in Vine? I guess it has been. I have these reports downloaded somewhere. But yeah, I had so much stuff. Oh my God. I probably have 60 or 70 puzzles, because Michelle loves puzzles, and I think it's something I might enjoy as well. I haven't done anything with it because I want to do it with Michelle. And but I got oodles of puzzles. Reviews. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's the lampposts that I got. The cordless immersion blender. I got Michelle these shoes. So I got Michelle good quality Keen shoes. Apparently I got a set. This is men. I reviewed all these. Why does it say not yet reviewed? Oh, 7.5. It's for Michelle. I reviewed all these. I think this all got reset at some point. Somebody told me it all got reset because this was all done. This is still out front. And I got this speed bump thing. This is a 10x5 hydroponics indoor growing thing. I plan to use this outdoors under the carport so I can keep the dust and wind off of it. You know, I'm thinking about just sticking all my resin printers outdoors. I forgot about that. I was actually thinking about buying a $10 sewing machine. Apparently, I already have one, so it has to be here somewhere. Although sometimes they change the listing. This car was kind of cool. I ate all this already. Anytime I saw food, I would grab it. Food, I always grab. Yeah, see, I absolutely reviewed all the Mountain House stuff because it was delicious. Oh my God, I love. I don't know what it is, but I love freeze-dried food like this. It's delicious. I got this outdoor rug is still sitting out front. I have this double burner. And this is all the stuff that I've gotten. Like here's Mylar bags because I was storing food. 1 gallon Mylar bags. I got a whole bunch of the Mylar bags. I have this printer stand that's sitting out in my living room. The cover for my grill. The tools that I got. This burner is pretty cool. You know, I would grab this random trinket stuff when I ran out. I got the plugs and the lights, and oh, this is nice. This is really cool. This is one of the bats that I got. At the time, it was like $450. Now it's $300. It was like $459 when I got it. But I keep this by my front door. Why? Because it was free. And so now I have a $450 baseball bat. Why not? I know it's crazy, but I got bulbs, plastic food storage. I forgot I got that. Steam iron. The reefs were nice. I use them on my front door. I have these, except mine are blue. These are the blue trash bags that I'm using out front now. So I have a case of those. A cover for the resin printer. It's not the printer, it's just a cover. A star. Storage bag for the mattress. I'm actually using that out back. My old mattress is still decent, so I kept it. More reefs. I forgot I got that. I gotta find that. I could use that. I have this tray sitting out front. So when I do my when I move my washer and dryer out, I'm gonna use this underneath the washer in case it ever leaks. Wooden puzzles, and I got this from Michelle's bedroom. I got her a new bed frame. I got her a new mattress. I got her a new headboard. I got everything. Anything I could find that I thought she might like. All these puzzles and power strips and bags and pens and cable lug clamps and oh yeah, I forgot half of it. Half of it is I just totally forgot. I got this from Michelle. She wanted an electric razor, so they came up. They had this Panasonic, women's electric razor. I thought she would love that, and she did. She was thrilled by that. I got so much shit. Those pillows were great. The borescope is pretty nice. The lamp was okay. It wasn't bad. What else? This ended up sadly being garbage. The telescoping rod is super cheap, and the hook on the end is cast aluminum. It was broken in shipping. It's like, really? It's just that was hot garbage. That was just junk. I have this bow, and I got these carbon arrows. It's kind of fun to play with. Hey, drone shots. These came in very handy. I use these in my pantry to hold loose stuff like Knorr packets and rice packets. It allows me to keep it all together so it doesn't try to spread out. This rice cooker is phenomenal. I still use this to this day. I gotta find this. I lost it. I lost a couple pieces to it, but I liked using that a lot. But I was trying all different kinds, so I kept these still sit on top of my microwave. This I got from my brother, I think. Yeah, I got that for Logan. I have this sitting out front. I use that. I still have my thermal cameras. I got two really nice thermal cameras from Vine. This little these were really nice. These Wesco tools, and I kept getting more of them just to get the extra batteries. I have all these. My Xsense. These are really slick if you can afford them, because they're wirelessly interconnected. So if one fire alarm goes off, it tells all the others to start going off too. So if the fire alarm at the other end of the house goes off, they'll all go off, so you'll get up too. This got stolen. When they stole all my fuel, they stole this tank. So sadly, I don't have this tank anymore. I really use that a lot. This is very useful. The fucker stole it. Nice. Hell yeah. My Ryobi battery's gone because I got that really nice air compressor that bastard stole out of my car. I have all these tents still. No shit, I have one of these somewhere. I gotta find this because you're gonna love this. This is great. But yeah, here's some more of the Xsense interconnected. So I have 10 of those. It's very nice. I got this jacket from Michelle. I got this ruggedized simple phone. It's okay. I have this battery. I was using it in my lawn tractor. When I gave him my lawn tractor, I kept that battery because that's like a $200 battery. Yeah, you weren't getting the battery. You'd have to pay for that if you want that. I got anytime I saw cat food, I always grabbed cat food anytime I saw it. Let's see, some pans and knife sets. I still have that sitting out front. But like for example, this. Well, the one reason this is annoying is because it uses it doesn't use DeWalt batteries. But now I know that is probably a Makita battery. A lot of these Chinese manufacturers use what is essentially Makita batteries, which means I can use one of those little adapters to convert that to DeWalt. Very nice. Anytime I saw titanium camping stuff, I grabbed it just because it's so lightweight. It's really nice. I gotta find my titanium sporks. I lost them. I need to find them. I love my sporks. Sporks are awesome. I love sporks. This little stove is so cute. It's so chintzy, but it is like a titanium or something like that. And it's actually pretty cool. I have a couple of these that I haven't used yet. These are awnings that you mount to the roof rack of your car. So it basically adds a retractable awning to your car. You bolt it to your roof rack. So I want to add 3 of them, one on each side and one in the back. So I have 3 of them. If it's halfway decent, yes. In the past, I've gotten a few 3D scanners, but they've typically been, well, they didn't work very well. So if it's a newer one that actually works, yeah, I'll take a shot at it. As long as it doesn't cost you anything. Yes, I'll take it. There is a way you can put my address into your Amazon account and ship it to me directly, but I don't advise doing that. I don't want you to risk any access by any connection to me, so I'll just pay the shipping. I got bike tubes for my bike, but yeah, absolutely, I would love to try it. Yeah, the Xbox 3D Connect is surprisingly good too, just not very high resolution. More titanium, more outlets. I use these solar panels all the time. This GMRS radio is actually pretty nice. The little electric rocket is fun as hell. I was able to get my ND filter add-ons for my 7200 lens. These headlamps are cheaply made, but they're very nice. I like them. I still have this antifreeze. Anytime I saw anything for the car, I grabbed it because, you know, that's $20 in the store. So hell yes. And it's never going to go bad. It'll sit in my container for 10 years until I need it. Tires for my bike. Here's the other thermal gun. This is actually a nice resolution, 256 by 192. This picture is really nice. I love the Stanley stuff. I think that's the only Stanley item I got, but it comes with 2 insulated tumblers in the picture. It's really nice. This is what I sit my print server and stuff on for my inkjet printers. It's where the cable modem and everything sits. This 4-quart casserole, I still use that. I got these for my trailer for attaching the top to my trailer. Let's check it out. Uh, 0.1 millimeter accuracy, large scanning range, ideal for 1 decimeter to 2 meters. Okay, so the specs seem okay. Let's do this. Yeah, see, this is what I have, the Revo Point. And he says it's superior to the Revo Point. Okay. So far, it looks like positive response. And this is actually useful, a car scale scanner, because it'll allow me to make parts for my car. Because that's something that's really hard to do. To, you know, to scan a car, a section of a car like a dashboard or some portion where you're going to attach something. Okay, so that looks positive. They're saying it is an upgrade and it does look good. It's large format. So far, I don't see anything negative about it. So I would say yes. As long as it doesn't cost you anything, yes, grab it. You could probably even lower the shipping cost by, you know, taking it out of the box and reboxing it into a much smaller box. No, Revo scanners were annoying. They worked. They were just very inconsistent. It was a pain in the ass to use. I mean, I guess with enough effort you can make them work, but I was not overly satisfied with the result from the Revo scanners. Yeah, that's why I don't use them anymore. They're just a pain in the ass. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Revo scanners were lackluster. If I ever find a local makerspace, I'll probably donate them to them because they do work, sort of, but they're a pain in the butt. I don't know what scanners work well. My only experience is with the 2 Revo scanners I got. So I don't have any experience with any other scanners. That's why I had to look it up, because I don't know anything about them. I just don't know anything about them. I'm sorry. I've been digging into this kit for the last couple of years. Acrylic paints. Yeah, I got all kinds of crap like this. These radios are actually pretty nice. They're pretty compact. I still use the blowers. This one actually sits out front of the house. I use it to blow snow off the car. I gave this hedge trimmer to my neighbor. He needed a hedge trimmer for his bushes, so I had extra, so I gave him one. Yeah, I wish I knew more about the scanners, but I never got into it really. Just because, they would have to send them to me for me to play with them, and I just couldn't afford to buy them myself. But that was years ago, and apparently they've made some improvements since then. So, well, when I get this one, we'll play with it on the channel, and I'll let you know how it works. Hey, Cassandra, how are you doing? But yeah, I was very unimpressed with the Revo scanners. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. They did work, and the equipment seemed reliable. It never failed on me. It's just I can never get the results I got weren't very high resolution in my opinion. It missed a lot of the fine details, which are what I wanted from the unit, and I never got those fine details. And also, you really do need to know how to manipulate objects, like in Mesh Mixer and stuff like that, because you almost never get a manifold scan, and you're going to have to finish it up. So you need to be aware of that, and you're going to have to use it appropriately. These glass food storage containers were wonderful. I love them. I still have this. This is wonderful. It's nice. Oh, here's the thumb drive. I got 2 of these. One 64 gig and one is 128 gig. There it is. There it is. Take pictures. Lots and lots of pictures. I wish I can go, but that's just not practical. This is gone. They stole it. He stole every gas can I had. I use this on my desk. It's great. I use this too. This is wonderful. I just think it's ironic that my charger for my car is made by Shell, the oil company. But the reason I like this EVSE is because I can control the power. So I can lower the amount of power it puts into my car. So this will do 110 or 220, and it does up to 32 amps. I'm running mine at at 900 watts. So 870 watts I think it runs at, because the circuit, my outside electrical circuit for 110 power is same circuit as my mini split. And so when I run this at the normal 1.5 kilowatt, it pops the breaker. So this allows me to lower it down below a kilowatt. And now I very rarely pop the breaker anymore. So that's very handy. Part of the reason I got this was I eventually want to charge my car off solar. And I don't care how long it takes to charge the car. I just need to lower the demand draw. And this allows me to lower it below a kilowatt. So, you know, like a couple of 100 amp hour batteries would be capable of pushing that much power. So solar panels to a charge controller to a small battery pack to this controller through an inverter. And I can solar charge my car once I can get solar panels. I have everything I need. I even have a couple of 20 amp hour batteries that'll probably work. I just don't have solar panels. But eventually. I'll get there eventually. This is beautiful. I love this little sign. I use this. This is what holds my monitors on my other desk. I still have these. I have most of these are already set up, but I use these to light up my carports. Very handy. I get filament, of course. This is all. Yeah, this is 2021. Yeah, that's right. So that was last year, 2021. Huh. Anytime I saw clothes that would fit Michelle, I'd grab them. This ended up being pretty cheap. It is big. It's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not 90,000 lumens, that's for sure. It's probably not even 900 lumens. It is pretty cool, though. I use the Bluetti solar panel. I've used the Ridex, of course, because I have a septic tank. I have the boat cover for my boat out back. These are very nice. I might use that adapter on these because I love these shears that I have. Actually, I think I have a DeWalt pair, so I don't need to adapt it. Anytime I saw these canopies, I'd grab them. Hey, Michelle. This laser engraver's sitting right there on top of my freezer. I still have this sprayer. Here's one of the batteries I got. I'll probably convert the super handy because it's orange. I like orange. These SJ cams are actually not that bad. They're pretty cool. I have the whole saw kit sitting right outside in my kitchen. I got all these solar panels. These are actually kind of cool, but I got a bunch of these. Oh, I knew I had a couple of these portable monitors, but I don't think I actually got the dual. I think it's a single monitor. I think there was multiple options. I have it right here. It's a. I'm pretty sure I got the single. I have this. I haven't used it too much yet. I just use it enough to make sure it works. But I want to try using this more. It's supposed to be really nice. I got cable modems, so I don't have to buy cable modems anymore. I have a couple of them. I got the helmet. I use this. This is what I put all whenever I have little sodas and crap like that. It sits right by my front door, so I can just toss my sodas in there. I got a few of these. Wait a minute. I got a 1 terabyte. I don't think I ever actually got that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the ones that I didn't get. Or it was a 128, because I have 128s and 256s. I don't have a terabyte. This Ninja, I use that all the time. That is a wonderful unit. I got these to replace my wooden banisters with these ones. when I build my steps properly, I'm going to use these nice wood metal banisters that I got. This is fantastic. I love this little vegetable chopper. It works great. Here's the trash cans. I got multiple of these. So here's the 55-gallon trash cans. I still have this sitting right. Actually, this is sitting right here. Where is this? Right here. It's sitting right here at the end of my bed. I got this one because it'll charge by USB-C. Yeah, that happens a lot. Got the map here. These lights are beautiful. I still have them sitting in there. Here's a 55. Yeah, I got 6 of the 55 gallons because I got the 4-pack and I got the 2-pack. They offered both and they let me get. Now, this was back in a time where they accidentally made them separate listings, and I could only review one because they were counted as a single listing later. But you can see these are Rubbermaid. It's a Rubbermaid trash can. It's just made. It's just branded Amazon commercial. I'm like, hell yes! I ain't turning that down. Jeez. Yep, it still happens because it sees them as separate listings, but then later they get merged, and then it won't let you review them because it's a duplicate. This is one of the few things I actually managed to sell later on. I got this gas-powered sweeper. Debris sweeper. I actually managed to sell that. I just didn't have a use for it. But I wasn't going to turn it down. I used it to clean my driveway, and I was like, I could just use a leaf blower to do that. And so like a year later, I sold it. Sadly, this got destroyed. I love this fan. This is really nice. It's basically a tabletop fan that has a battery. So it's rechargeable. So if the power goes out, you can just still use the fan. But sadly, it got broken. I enjoyed that. That was a nice fan. Anytime I found windshield wipers, I would grab them. Anytime I found batteries, I would grab them. Anytime I found these poles, I would grab them. Another pop-up tent. Oh yeah, they never gave me a problem removing it. I have this just because I figured eventually I want to build my own rain capture system, and that's kind of like having your own well, so you need a pump. So I have a pump if I ever decide to do that. Here's some more DeWalt batteries that I got. Here's some 12 amp hour lithium iron phosphate. Like here's one of the solid states I have, 256. It's filled with movies. I don't remember that. I must have that somewhere. This is what I'm using right now. Router. Because I have a little boat. I was grabbing boat stuff whenever I saw it. Towels, another radio. I gotta dig that out and put it in my Kia. I have this winch still. I'm probably gonna sell the little winches, but keep the orange one because it's handy. I got a couple welders, another leaf blower, garden flags. Yeah, I got a lot of crap. You can see this is all still 2021. We're just in September. We've only gotten back to September. I like I said, I went crazy. Yeah, it got out of control. Oh, here's the blue bag. So, ooh, that means I have red bags somewhere. I gotta find those because I also have blue bags. Okay. Another canopy. These are the last UPS I have that still work. Oh, it was insane. I would have to go to the post office with a trailer Literally, I'd have to take a trailer to the post office because I had so many packages. This is pretty cool. I like that. It's difficult for me to use because the hard water is going to destroy it. So the only way I could practically use this would be to put a 55-gallon drum up high up off the ground for gravity feed. I got these from my neighbor. More of the poles. These are all still out in front of my yard. The grease gun's nice. Doing maintenance on the car, whenever I do brakes or oil, I hit all the Zerk fittings. No, they won't tell me. They will not tell you why. It says your Vine account has been closed for violating one or more of the Vine terms and conditions. And that's it. That's all they will tell you. They will not tell you anything else. I still use this to make waffles. This is actually a pretty nice machine. This is nice, and I still have it. It's in the Michelle's end of the house. She uses it as a little nightstand, but it's not really durable enough, not quite big enough for our cats. Our cats are a little heavy for it. This is one of my favorite things ever. My Ninja 301. God almighty, I love this thing so much. And I got the nice one with the cast iron insert. So you can see it inside there, that cast iron insert. This thing will hit 500 degrees to sear a steak. It is so freaking amazing. And it's compact. It's low profile. It's big on X and Y, but it's short. And this thing is amazing. I actually put this underneath my rotisserie. I sit my rotisserie right on top of this. It's perfect. This, if you ever have a chance to get one of these, if you like, it's so much faster than a regular oven. It uses so much less power because you don't spend a half an hour waiting for the thing to heat up and stabilize. But this thing, if you ever have a chance to get one of these, if you like cooking, these are wonderful. You can get older models on eBay really cheap. But these things are incredible. I love those things. That's my favorite cooking thing. I still use these tools. I still haven't recharged them. They don't need to. I lost some of my Pyrex when I had the fire underneath the sink. It cracked some of my Pyrex, but I have a bunch of this novelty Pyrex, some more DeWalt batteries. This was the only piece of all-clad I ever managed to get. And I love this pot so much. It is just such a high quality pot. Oh, it's amazing. It's difficult to pick this up with one hand. It's so heavy. It's so good. Oh, I wish I could have got the red one. But at the time, I only had a choice of the Onyx. But yeah, it's my only piece of all-clad, and I'll never give it up. I'll keep that forever. Oh, here's all the Slim Jims. So here's a pack of 2, 1. I got more than that. I got the cordless paint sprayer, so I got rid of my corded paint sprayer, since now I have a cordless one. I'll convert that to DeWalt. Here's some more trash cans. These are 20 gallons. These are smaller trash cans. I got 6 of the 55 gallons. I also got these lids. The problem is they're 44-gallon lids, so they don't fit either of my trash cans. Like, come on. I have this rib nut set sitting right out front. I use that. And here's another 2-pack. Here's more of the Slim Jims. Yeah, I have a lot of... And who doesn't need trash cans? So yeah, I got a lot of them. There's a 2-pack of blue, 2-pack of white. Anytime I saw trash cans, here's another 4-pack of white. I got 2 of the lids. Cool. Another here. Oh, I do have 44 gallons. I have 44 gallons somewhere, which means those lids will fit some of my trash cans. Hey, 3D Medic. Yeah, if you want the Ninja 30, the Ninja air fryers, the big ones, they're really nice. They are so freaking nice. Let me show you some pictures. This is one of the tools that I use so often. It's this one. Nope, that's not it. Was it the SP301, I think? Yep, that's it. Nice. Yeah, I got an ultrasonic cleaner I'll find too. Yeah, this thing is Cassandra. If you can afford it, or if you can get a used one, um, um, but this is just amazing. I have a rotisserie, so I just sit it right on top. See you later, Mark. I sit my rotisserie right on top of this, but this can also stand up. So it'll rotate and stand up to take less counter space, and then you swivel it down to to be an air fryer and a grill and a searer and an oven and a dehydrator. It does everything. It does it all. It roasts everything. My favorite. Well, if you're gonna do, I don't need it to do a bunch anymore because I'm just myself. But um, when Michelle comes home, we cook up a bunch of fries. It comes with a big basket for doing fries. We're doing a whole bunch of Texas toast and garlic bread. But the really cool part about the 301 is it comes with this cast iron insert. And this thing will hit 500 degrees, so you can sear steaks with it, and it is amazing. Oh my God, it does steaks so good. But it's also great for roasting potatoes, and one of my favorite things to use this for, especially because you need a large surface area. It's a very short. You don't need a lot of height, but you need surface area. Is what I do. Oh my God. What I do roasted Brussels sprouts. So I'll put butter and olive oil on the pan, and then I'll cut the Brussels sprouts in half, and I'll spread them out, and then garlic toward the end where it doesn't burn it. And I'll roast Brussels sprouts in this, and I'll eat the whole damn pan. Roasted Brussels sprouts is like candy to me. I love roasted Brussels sprouts. But yeah, this is my favorite. I love this Ninja cooker. Let's see. Do they have pictures of the other angles? Here you go. So you can see how it's got that little base in the back there. And good. She's probably a pretty normal sized person. So this gives you an idea of how big it is. So you can flip it up, and this way it's up and back against your counter wall there. And then this way you have your counter space available. And then when it's time to use it, you just fold it down and use it. Now, because I have a dedicated space for this and I have a rotisserie, I just leave mine down and I put my rotisserie right on top of it. And because I use my rotisserie almost as much as I use the more Slim Jims. I don't recognize that one. Oh yeah, this is I know what this is. It's a specialized device. I use these wheel chocks. Still have them, the ratchet straps. Oh, here's the 500 gig drive. There it is. I have that too. But here's the 500 gigabyte drive. I got two of them. But it's supposed to be 200 megabits. It's not. So Amazon has a problem with this where they mix inventory. And so if 10 different sellers have this drive, they don't have a separate spot for each seller. They just put them all together. And the problem is some of these people, well, they make fakes. They order fakes. And if they look convincing, they get mixed in with the real ones. And so sometimes it's hard to tell if you got a real one or a fake one. I probably got a fake one because it's just too slow to be a real one. But it works fine otherwise. It's at least consistent, and it is 500 gigabytes. I got the XT60 connectors. Here's my favorite. I hope this isn't among the broken ones, because these, you probably can't get them anymore. Nope. But my Hello Kitty Pyrex. I don't care what anybody says, I love Hello Kitty. This shelf I still use. It's pretty handy. Cat lickable's handy. All-purpose cleaner. I grabbed it. I have this out front still. I haven't used it yet, but I still have it sitting out front. The shampooer is pretty nice. I was pretty impressed with it. This is what holds my 65-inch screen that I got from Vine. These are actually not bad. They're pretty nice. These impact socket sets were actually surprisingly good. I got dog shampoo. Figure I could use it to get. Oh, I got this. I use this quite a bit actually. It's very handy. Instead of using my wheelchair conversion, I have one of these now. So it's an electric dolly. It's electric motor. It's rechargeable, and you put your trailer on it, and you can move your trailer around the yard. Mine was missing that wheel. I didn't realize it was supposed to be a wheel there. Mine doesn't have that wheel. That's annoying. But yeah, I got that one. I got a couple other things similar to that. I broke this, of course. Yeah, I'm a little bit more than 400 pounds. This ended up not really working for me because it's just too dry here. You can't keep it moist enough. This got wrecked, sadly. It's really nice wood inlaid backgammon set, but it got wet. I still have this jackhammer. It's a $1,000 jackhammer. I actually was planning to use that. I have this fan still. But I'm trying to sell the jackhammer now because I need money more than I need the jackhammer. Yep. Which is really annoying. That's why if I get a fake and I return it as defective. Because defective shouldn't get resold. Cat food. I always get cat food. Here's when I was going on a puzzle craze. Here's some of the fountain things. One of the power stations. More tents, more power stations. I actually really like these tools. The pulley tuo. I have the drill and the impact. And they had a couple of different ones, and I kept getting them just so I'd have extra batteries. I even got one with, here somewhere. It's got USB-C to charge the battery, but it's proprietary. It doesn't work with a standard USB-C port, which is really annoying because that just defeats the entire point. But I like the brand. It's actually a pretty decent little tool. It's almost, not quite, but almost as small as the M12s. Sadly, it's not an M12 battery. It's its own kind of battery. This, I actually used this for a couple of years. It's actually pretty nice. I like it. But I had two problems. One, the motor inside's too weak. And if your door does not lock and unlock cleanly, it's eventually going to burn out the motor. And that's what happened to mine. It burned out the motor. Second, I think it's partially me and also partially the technology. These would not work in the wintertime. Like sometimes my fingerprint would not work in the wintertime, and I would try to punch in a code, and it would just unreliably detect when I was touching numbers. And I'm pretty sure it's partially me because Michelle was able to use this no problem. They actually have a random letter generator, kind of like an AI cloud thing, where they just fabricate names with random letters. And so, I would touch and it wouldn't get it, but Michelle could do it. It would work. So I'd have to wait for Michelle to come to the door to unlock it, because if my finger didn't work, it just wouldn't work. Only in the wintertime, only when it was really cold. Otherwise, this was truly fantastic. I also love the fact that I can send somebody a temporary code that would work once to let them into my house. But I just can't afford to be locked out of my house when the fucking motor dies. And that's what happens. The motor eventually dies. Now, if you have a very well-built house with a very sturdy door and your lock mechanism is very clean, where you won't have a problem. I had a problem because my door wasn't quite aligned right, and so you can hear the motor struggle trying to push the lock into place. And so I don't use them now. Now what I do is I use my my quick set lock. Hang on. Quick set, no key, deadbolt. Yeah, oh, Bluetooth. I think it does connect by Wi-Fi, but it also connects by Bluetooth. Let's see. I have the no key version of this. Oh, I misspelled that. There, this one here. This is what I use on my house. I actually have a second one of these for my back door when I get that installed finally. But this is what I use because there's no key. There isn't even a backup key. And I don't want a backup key. Okay? You can't pick my door lock because there's no lock to pick. The inside looks like this. So this is the inside part. This is the outside part. And it's a deadbolt. There's 4 AA batteries in here. It really should have been 5 AA's. True. Well, mine was set for auto lock. So no matter what, after a couple of minutes, if it wasn't locked, it would lock itself anyway. And I didn't mind that because it's just a thumb and it unlocks. And except for in the coldest days of winter, the thumbprint worked very well. But this one here, you punch in a code. Now under this pad is your backup, but it's not a key. Under this pad is 2 electrical contacts where you plug in a 9-volt battery. And they're not showing that. And that 9-volt battery will energize the system and allow you to punch in the code. So if your batteries die, or like what happened to me, the batteries were weak on top of the cold, and that was enough to keep it from working. I'm going to modify this to take a 5th cell, because running this on 5 cells, the lock works much more reliably. So this really should have been a 5-cell pack. But yeah, this is what I use. It's super simple. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no Bluetooth. You just program the code. And I don't even have a key for my regular doorknob. Instead, what I got is what's called a pass-through doorknob. So, well, that's weird. I got a pass-through doorknob. So it doesn't lock. It latches, but there's no lock. There's not even a button to lock. I don't need it. This is my lock. And but that way I got myself a commercial grade, a 2B commercial grade pass-through handle. So I have a really high quality door handle, and this is all I have to lock. And you can't pick this because there's no keyhole. But yeah, and they're not that expensive either. I still haven't played with this too much. I have this. I'm going to bring this in and we're going to play with this. I do have the mini computer. It's just not fast enough for what I need. Although that would make a good emulation station. A lot of the 8-bit, 16-bit games would run on that just fine. Yeah, we're just in July now. I got so much shit. Oh my god, I got so much stuff. I got this bag for my friend David. It's got a Zelda theme. And he likes the Nintendo DS. But yeah, that's it. I have this. This is actually a pretty nice machine. But when am I gonna have access to something like this? I don't have $700 to buy a machine like this. But Vine, there you go. I got it for free, so I got it. I actually did use it a lot. It's actually pretty nice. I bought a whole bunch of past their date bags of Starbucks coffee beans off eBay for dirt cheap, and it grinds it into. I have this. I haven't. I have not installed it yet. I can't afford the hardware, but I do have. I have two of these. This is the one I got from Michelle's bathroom, so eventually this will go in Michelle's bathroom. And I got an even nicer one. It was like $700 for my bathroom. I just haven't installed it yet. The problem is I have to install a hot water tank along with this. This has a built-in hot water heater, but I can't use it because we have hard water, and the hard water will destroy it. And the last thing I want to do is destroy a $700, bidet because of a stupid fucking hard water problem. So what I have to do is I have to use this with just cold water and then connect like a little 2.5 gallon hot water tank to it. And this way that cheap $60 hot water tank, when it burns up, I replace it with another $60 hot water tank, and I don't destroy a $700 bidet. So it's just going to take me a while to get to that point, but I will eventually use that, because that means I will not have to use toilet paper anymore. And that's it. Okay. That's as far back as it goes. Oh, it does have a reviewed section. Yeah, that's because some things just get reset. Because I reviewed pretty much everything. I think I had like 30 things left to review when they bumped me, so I didn't bother reviewing the rest, because fuck you. You kicked me out. You can go screw yourself. I got this for my postmaster. He noticed the weight thing I got. And so I was like, well, do you need something? And he asked for this squat rack, so I got it for him. I tried to get stuff from my neighbors. I sold these as well. I got these figuring I can use them as storage or something like that because they're nice metal cages. I never ended up using them, but I ended up selling them. Here's all the trash bags. So here's tons and tons of. I've already used all these up. They're already all gone. But yeah, I use all these trash bags. Anytime I saw trash bags, I grabbed them. They're just so useful. Just so useful. I got this, but I like my snapper better. Now, maybe I will switch to this. Because I like the fact that it uses two 20-volt batteries. Which means I might be able to adapt this to use DeWalt batteries. That might be a reason to switch back to that. This cantilever pop-up umbrella is nice, except for the fact that the wind would just destroy it here, so I can't really use it. That's annoying. You see the stuff I get: binder clips, silverware, memory cards. This screwdriver is fantastic. I love that screwdriver. Deodorant. Anytime I saw deodorant or shampoo, I grabbed it. Anytime I saw LiFo batteries, I grabbed it. Anytime I saw solar panels, I grabbed it. I love my squirrel nutcracker. That's awesome. I used up the Ranky wood filament, sadly, because that was nice filament. I liked it. These bags I use, they're actually pretty nice. Pretty well built. I have Amazon, but not Vine. No, I got bumped. These fridges are great. Oh, God, I use these all the time. Anytime I travel, these go with me. These are wonderful. More garden flags. The ship from Picard, that was pretty cool. I like that. I got this, but I never used it yet. I got this for my sister because she likes Wizard of Oz. Well, not Wizard of Oz, Harry Potter. This lens was wasn't that great. This is not horrible, but it's lithium ion, so I don't want to use it, and it doesn't charge by USB-C, so you have to use the specialized adapter it comes with. MP3 player was great. That was fantastic. This that was dangerous. I didn't like this at all. It's an electric jack for your car. The problem is it wants to tip. It doesn't. It needs a foot. It needs a larger foot on this end of it because it wants to tip when you lift the car. On top of that, it's of limited use. I mean, even my Nissan Leaf, even with inflated tires, this doesn't fit underneath, and it's not a low profile car. And then it doesn't lift high enough. I was not impressed. This was not very good. More garden flags, more solar. This is actually a pretty nice staple gun. It's got decent power, and it's USB-C charged. I was impressed with that. That was good. My first one I got kind of sucked. This one was good. Oh, here's one of the mattresses. I believe this is Michelle's mattress. That might be mine, although it might be the same. Is this one extra firm? No, so this is Michelle's, because I got a firm mattress. So this is still wrapped up outside. When I get Michelle's room redone, she'll have a brand new mattress, brand new headboard, brand new sheets, brand new everything. Anytime I saw seasonings, I grabbed it. Here I got, tough resin, more radios, rechargeable batteries, more garden flags. This is what I did. When I couldn't find nice stuff, I just filled out my orders with this stuff. I'm using these on my trailers so they don't get stolen, or at least make it more difficult to steal. These retractable wires are great. They're wonderful. Retractable hose. Keyboard, not so great. My fingernails get stuck in it. The cat watering fountains, I used them for the longest time before I upgraded. But those are very nice. Anytime I saw VHB tape, I grabbed it. Batteries, I grabbed it. I think these I got for Logan. No, not Logan. This is for Anthony. I have these for Anthony, because he's size 11. More Milwaukee batteries. This was a 12. You didn't get the big one. You got a little 12 amp hour one. This is actually a nice reader. It works well. I have no problems with that. The microscope was kind of cool. I still want to adapt that to connect my camera to it. Dead blow hammers were fine. I was still using this until I got my new Sunloo. Until I got the new Sunloo, I was still using my little JO and my other one. And they work fine. They were fine. I still have this rocket stove. I got the speakers from Michelle. I like pink too, but I want bigger speakers. I got a bunch of these carts. I do have one of these. I knew I had one of these. I'm glad I didn't buy another one. I knew I had one. These must be for Anthony as well, because that's size 11. Here's another welder. Oh, here's the laptop. I still have that right here. Here's that right here. I wasn't passing that up. There's no way I was passing that up. I got this for Logan. He needed one, so I got that for him. These are V20 batteries. The Craftsman tools are actually pretty nice, but I decided I'm going to go one. This is actually on top of my electric car right now. Got a nice curved light. This step stool is wonderful. I got two of these. These are great because they'll hold me. So these are actually sitting in the house here, and I use these weekly. I use them all the time. Here's the other one I had, the other JO. I do have one of these. Oh man, oh, those for phone. That's right. I needed one for a tablet. Yeah, I just got one of these for Michelle, so she has a mount for her tablet now. This Phillips, I still use this. This is a daily driver for me. This is best for French fries and chicken nuggets because it's a traditional basket. So you can pull it out, give it a shake, and put it back in. I wish I got the XL, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's still a nice name brand. It hasn't failed on me yet. I got 2 of these. 4-bay DeWalt battery chargers. It showed up twice and let me get it twice, so I did it. More trash bags. This didn't. The idea is cool, but it just didn't work out for me. It's a pizza oven essentially. It's a conveyor. So there's a conveyor belt in here, and it runs through, but it just never worked right. It was either too slow for what I was cooking, or you had to make multiple passes. It's messy as hell, and it's a bitch to clean up the inside of this thing because there's no easy access. So the concept is nice, but maybe just the way I was using it just didn't work well. I don't know, but now one thing I didn't think of was just using it as an oven. Let the food come in, stop it, let it sit, and then hit the eject button to send the food back out. No, that actually is kind of useful now that I think about it. Because it'll work as an oven without taking up all the space of an oven. But my Ninja 301 does the same thing, and better. I tried using it to cook pizzas, but the crispy crust for pizza, the thin crust pizza, overcooked, and the regular dough pizza, it needed 2 or 3 passes. It had issues. It wasn't bad. It worked like it was supposed to, but it had issues. These are wonderful. I kept getting these for mounting things to my car. The problem I've run into, I'm wondering if paint will solve this problem. The rubber deteriorates. After about 1.5 years, the rubber starts to fall apart. If you never move it, no big deal. But if you try to remove it, the rubber starts coming off. So they have problems. But I think that's mostly due to my sun and my desert environment. This was the battery pack that is gone now because he stole my compressor, so he took that battery with it, of course, for my little air pump. Eventually, I'm going to get another one of those air pumps. It was just such a nice little unit. Here's the other 4-bay charger. Here's some of the big LED solar lights that I use outside. More resin, chargers, vacuum sealer bags, because I do a lot of vacuum sealing. Socks from Michelle. I still have this somewhere. I got to dig this out. I want to use this. Gas and electric, so I have both. More filament, more winches. This is wonderful. This little pan, I use this all the time. It's actually sealed, so you can put 4 eggs in here or 4 whatever you want in here. It comes with a little like those little silicone spatulas, but it's tiny and you do need that. But this works fantastically. If you like making like your own egg McMuffin sandwiches, it is wonderful. I have this. These are handy. This is kind of neat, but very hard to see out of. You can. This is like an LCD display, but it's LEDs, and it's full color, so you can put whatever you want on here. But it's almost impossible to see out of it. It's very not useful because of that. I got Noco jump starter. I keep this in my car. This is my best jump starter. I love my Noco jump starter. Oh, I do have a plushie for Stitch somewhere. I do remember that. Face masks. More shoes from Michelle. She still wears those. I wanted to make sure I got her the best I can get her. So anytime I saw good quality name brand stuff, I grabbed it for her. When my sister had her baby, I got everything for her. I do have one of these deep fryers. I knew I had one. I thought maybe I'd gotten rid of it, but I don't think I did. I think I still have that. I got her cribs and beds and strollers and car seats. I still have some of this cleaner left over. Anytime I saw any kind of stuff like this, feminine wash from Michelle, energy shots, oral solutions, and gastro stuff, whatever. Anytime I found any kind of over-the-counter medication, I grabbed it. Robitussin knockoffs and stuff, ibuprofen. Anytime I grabbed it. I made Michelle an entire toolkit with all pink tools. So I got a pink tool bag, and every time I found more pink tools, I'd get them and put them in there for her, just because she wanted it. She still uses this at the kitchen table. It's a little power tower with USB ports. More batteries. Ooh, I have a 17 amp hour? I gotta find that, because that's a useful size. I keep trying to find, there's a pair of sunglasses I got off of this program, and I want to get another pair. They fit me well, they're comfortable, they look nice, they're broader lenses. I still have them, but I want a pair for each car. There's a pink hammer. More glass prep containers. Was it these? No. Nope, definitely not those. That Earth Loop blanket was really nice. I hate satin sheets. I got these satin sheets and they are horrible. Maybe I just sweat too much, but I do not like satin sheets. Ugh. I still have this. I still use that. Backseat organizer I got for Sarah. For her baby. So I got 3 ice makers, huh? But only got 2. Apparently I got 3. This little cooler is great. This is the one I really use a lot. I put that on the front seat of my car and I can run it off my battery pack. It's amazing. More batteries. These, this is a 6-pack I got. They're not actually, that color. They're actually blue. They are these. That's the 6-pack that I got. Got 6 of those. This leather satchel is really nice. Did I turn something on? No. Load tester. These GPS trackers don't work. Well, that one will still work. 4G. I gotta find that because now I can get 4G service really cheap. But this 3G one, that won't work at all because we don't have 3G service in this country anymore. I still have this bag right here. Come here. Ah, there it is. It's a little dusty. Because the cat loves laying on top of this bag, and so it's covered in cat fur. But this is all my, well, some of my DeWalt batteries. So there's the other 4 of them. I got 6 of them total. So you see, I got this container to put all 6 of the batteries in. That's one of the reasons why I like DeWalt, because I have so many DeWalt batteries. just be insane to try to switch technology. Here they are. That's it right there. Oh, they're not available anymore. That's not what they look like. That's a render. No, that's not them. These are different, but those look nice though. No, that is them. But what I have looks different. Even still, I like these. These are really nice. That's too bad. I really wanted another pair of those. What's your problem? Cat? It's fine. You're good, baby. You're fine. Something moved over here and it spooked the shit out of him. It scared the living crap out of him. But yeah, so what I was trying to get around, if you try to download something from a Google Drive and it says quota exceeded, if there's more than one file or if it's in a folder, select 2 files and click download and it will zip it up. And that bypasses the quota limit. So if you tell it to zip the files up, it ignores the quota limit. So even when I have a quota exceeded, I can still download. And if they're large files, don't try to download the whole thing. That'll take forever. Download, just grab 2 of them and click download. Then grab 2 more and click download, or 3 or 4 of them. You can usually do around 2 gigabytes without causing too much trouble. But yeah, this works fantastically. That's where I get all my anime. Now, something I wanted to do is especially now that I'm going to be getting this another 444 printer, is I wonder, are there puzzles available? Oh, wait a minute. Jigsaw puzzle generator. There is a jigsaw puzzle generator. Yeah. Okay. So if I want to do it 800 wide, let's do 800 by 2 meters, so 2,000. This needs to be inverted. I want this to be 2 and this to be 8. Maybe 7. That's pretty close. Actually, probably 8 by 6. Yeah, that looks good. So I wonder if this will output an SVG that I could bring in the Tinkercad. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm looking for like $10. Especially since I don't need a second pair. I desire a second pair so I can keep a pair in both cars. So it's not, I'm not going to blow $30 on something like that. Let's see here. Okay, I can't do this. Because tab size 20% means this single piece is going to be bigger than 400. So I would have to do I don't know what jitter is. What's jitter? What does this do? It just randomizes? What? Okay. Okay, the right way to do this would be, it has to be asymmetrical. Unless I go 700. I could do 700 by 2000. Okay, we're gonna have to do some math. So 350 times 1.2. That's 420. That'll fit on the print bed. So I probably really should go 400 divided by 12. No, yeah, 12. So I need 333, which means this needs to be 666. So 666 means when you add the 20% for the tab, it'll still be under 350. So that means these pieces will not be more than 350 by 350, which means the vertical 2000 divided by 333, 6 pieces. So yes, it needs to be 2 by 6. And yes, I can download an SVG. Is it going to be separate pieces or is it all going to be one? Let's find out. So download SVG. It's one. I'm going to have to figure that out. Now, if I want to do this on a bamboo printer, I think I basically need to double this. Wait a minute, no. 333 divided by 2. So I think if I go 50%, so 3 and 9. 3 by 9 would give me 666 divided by 3 times 1.2 is 266. That's too big. Can you rotate that? I don't think you can. Ooh, that's especially problematic for things like this where you have tabs on both ends. I can't have that. Tabs on both ends means it's an even bigger problem. So that means so 20% is 1/5. That's 7. So I have 400 divided by 7. Divided by 7. That's 571. No, 57.1 times 5. So 285 is the biggest I can make it. It can't be bigger than 285. So 285 times 1.4, that is for a piece that has tabs on both ends, is $3.99, so that fits. Okay, so 285 is my max. So 285 times 2. So I need to make this, what? 285 times 2, 570. So we need to make this 570 wide. And we're probably going to go 1800 tall. That looks about right. You think that's about right for height? I think that's okay for height. Okay. So now we have let's download the new one. Now I need to basically, 250 is the max for a bamboo. Actually, let's make this smaller, 220. Since a lot of Ender 3s and a lot of other knockoff printers are all 220. So 220 divided by 7 times 5, which means I need to make it 157. 157 max, which means if we go up, how do I do this? Oh, this. 142, which means I need to scale it up a little bit. So I need to scale it up 30%. So that's going to be 4 by 12. So for a bamboo, you need a 4 by 12. For an ender, you need a 4 by 12. But for a, okay, so that's going to be, let's start naming these. So let's delete this one. This is going to be for a 400 class printer. This is going to be for a 220 class printer. And then, I guess that's all I can really do. Even 300 by 300, it's not going to help you very much. Okay, so for smaller printers, you got the 220, and for bigger printers, you got the 400. Okay, so that's what I need for that. Now, I guess the real question is, what happens if I bring this? No, it's already an SVG. What happens if I just bring this SVG into here? It's just one solid mass. That's what I was afraid of. Is there no separation at all? What the hell's the use of this if it's all one piece? I haven't installed Illustrator yet. What did I do with, did I close it? Yes, I did. What does jitter do? Oh, jitter does that. That's kind of cool. I need a different puzzle generator. I need a puzzle generator that's going to give me individual pieces. Let's see. I need an image. This is actually going to be pretty cool. I'm not even going to tell people what parts are which parts. You'll print out all the parts, and you'll have to build a jigsaw puzzle first, and then you can finish it. I'll do. Just because I'm a sadist. 570 by 1800. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's do a... Why can't I run a process on this? There we go. Blending. There we go. There we go. Save as. Sign. Yep, you got to build the puzzle first. Well, it's going to have a border. Well, it doesn't have to have a border. So now we have our image. Okay. I was 3 by 9. That's 27 pieces. How's this going to do 30? How do I download it? Well, that's annoying. I don't want to do the puzzle. I want to download the puzzle. You're boring. Okay. Edit. This is boring. Here we go. SVG download. I think this is basically the same thing. So I need 3 by 9. The dimensions are 570 by 1800. This looks like it's using the same engine. Yeah, it's the same engine. Okay. It's disappeared somehow. It won't let me bring it over. I don't care. Hey, Silver Trade. Silver Tribe. Yeah, send it to me. You're a moderator. You can post a link. This is fine. I need separate. What's this do? Okay, there it is. But I need these to be separate pieces. It's Wednesday! I decided I want to make, you know the welcome sign I want to make, DeWitt. It looks like this. I want to make one of these. But mine's going to be huge. It's going to be a large stand-up sign that you'll either stand next to your door or mount to your wall. And we're going to do the same thing. We'll go to the dollar store. We'll get a fancy bow or maybe print a bow. And, you know, these will be printed decorations added to the sign. And then we'll have the letters as separate things that you print onto it. But this part here will be replaceable with things like this. And I decided, well, these need to interlock anyway, so why not make the whole thing a fun jigsaw puzzle too? So I'm gonna. Oh, did you guys see my shirt? You guys haven't seen my shirt. I love my shirt. The return of Catula. I love it. It's so good. $9. $9. I am super happy about this shirt. Yes, I forgot to shave. I'm a bad boy. Yeah, it's on Temu.com. You can get up to 9x. Just use the chest and waist measurements, and $9. I couldn't pass it up. I had to have it. I had to have that. Yeah, I love this shirt. This is good. I got these stretchy purple pants too, and they're really comfy. They only have them in one color though. Oh, two, purple and black. Black, I don't care. I don't want it. So I asked them if they make them in other colors because they're really comfy. They fit well. You know, for the $10 I paid for them, I'd get one of every color if they made them. Most of my clothes are more than 10 years old. So, you know, I have a few things that are newer, but they're starting to get long in the tooth and they're starting to show their wear and tear. So I really need to get new clothes. And Timo I've been kind of addicted to. Okay, so how do black lines for cry cut general use? How do I separate an SVG into separate pieces? I mean, I know how I can do it. Actually, we can test something new that I've been wanting to do. So here it is. I should be able to take a screenshot. Nope, not that. Oh, save image as. It lets me do it as a PNG. Okay, okay. I can make this work. And we could test out this new feature. Oh, stupid registration. This won't go away. This registration thing won't go away. Uh-oh. Are they there and I just can't see them? Where'd the lines go? What the hell? I need the lines. Why are you here? Okay, I guess I have to do a screenshot. Save full page. Oh, that looks correct. Okay, but I have to do something a little different now. File new. I need it to be all white. Because I need to be able to separate those lines. Okay. Let's change the image to this. There it is. Now we do take screenshot, save full page, and there we go. Okay. I wish I could make these. I could get rid of these corners. This isn't going to work. This is going to make these a perfect fit. I need tolerance. There's no way in. Well, I could use X. No, XY compensation is not going to work. Simply under extruding a little bit might do it. And let me check your links.
Hi, it's me again.
Okay, that is in my queue.
So hi guys, today
That is in my queue. Okay. Now you see this works with a laser because a laser has a width. And so your tolerance is built in by the laser. But tolerance is not built in when you 3D print. You have to design that into the file. Well, basically what I need is I need for this line to be a little thicker. Is there anything I can do about that? Thicken lines in a picture. That might work. Filter other minimum command. Okay. Did I did save it. Where did it save to? Oh, I didn't hit download. Derp. Okay. Okay, I can see the lines. Oh, that's the wrong program. View. Actual pixels. There we go. Okay, so image. Where's filters? Filter. Other. Minimum. There we go. So that would make them 1 millimeter, right? I think that's 1 millimeter. What the fuck? Oh, that was weird. That is thicker now. Now this is in pixels. So that means 1 pixel is 1 millimeter. That's a 0.5 millimeter tolerance. Is that enough? Something is open because it's not letting me go here anymore. Is it just me or does it look gray? Let's try this again. Other. Minimum. Let's do a... Oh, it has to be... I guess let's just do it 2. File. Save. Okay. So now we have our... Now that thickness will give us our tolerance. Why is... Is it just me or does that look gray? Select. No, it's white. Why does it keep doing that? No, it's definitely not what I want. Okay, it is white. For some reason, it looks gray. Okay. So now it should be as simple as pick each piece. Well, that's why I made the line thicker. And now that the line is thicker, I can extract each piece. All right, so Control CV, and then we select this one. Oh, I don't want it to auto select. It's going to do that every time, isn't it? Control CV. Since it's not selecting the line, that should give me enough tolerance. I got about 1 millimeter of tolerance. For something this big, printing with a nozzle that big, that should be enough without being too much. Come on up here. That was the middle one, I think. So now we should be on this one. What I need is a program that would let me download these as individual pieces into SVG. But then I couldn't add my tolerance. So I actually need this step anyway. Since those are designed to be laser or die cut, which means the tolerance would be handled by the actual process of cutting the parts. Because when you laser cut, the beam has a, what do you call that, a kerf? I think it's a woodworking term. I don't know if that term applies to lasers, but yeah, the idea is the same. I have to do that manually. And 6 more. I know there's a way I can tell it to stop automatically switching when I do this, but that's okay. It's only an extra click. Only an extra 27 clicks. Okay, now if I turn off this one, we still have all of our pieces. Okay. And that stuff you see in the background there, that's transparent. That's our gapping, our spacing. Why does it keep doing that? It's really aggravating me. Okay, I can now delete this. Well, first, let's make sure I got all the pieces. Yes. Okay. You can see if I turn off the piece, it goes away. Oh, I hope that's not too big a gap. My gut tells me that gap's a little on the big side. Yeah, my instinct tells me the gap's too big. So we're going to go with a 1 millimeter gap. That's wrong. That one. Okay. Oh, crap, I saved it. That's okay. Why does this keep stealing focus? Really annoying. Exactly. I understand what you mean. I can't just scale them because that won't work. What I need is to I need to the spacing needs to be on both sides of the line, and that's why I'm doing it this way. Let's see here. I'm bringing this back up again. Why can't I bring something to the top? This version of Photoshop is broken or something. It wouldn't let me do that. So it's this one. Yes. Delete this one. What the hell is it doing? Do you see how the UI keeps going away? I don't know why it's doing that. There's something, 7 had a problem like this too, where it would just do weird things sometimes. Okay, so filter, other, minimum. We're going to do 1 pixel only. 1 pixel only, Mr. Vasali. Just 1. All right, so let's save that. Now, if I need less than a pixel, less than 1 millimeter, what I could do is I can get 0.5 millimeter. All I have to do, matter of fact, let's see what that looks like. Of course, that's broken again. What the hell? Do I have 2 copies of Photoshop open? No. So weird. What I can do is double the measurement. So 3600 by 1140. Okay. Which gives me this. I then take a screenshot of that. Save full page. It didn't do it. Or I didn't hit the download button. I didn't hit the download button. So this one's going to be puzzle double. Puzzle double! Okay. So that is going to be double the size. And now I can do this one if I want to. I can do other, minimum. That gets me 1 millimeter again. But now again, I can take this image, resize. What the hell is this? This is wrong. This is completely wrong. Did it do the same thing to this one? Yes. 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 You want petting, you get petting. I will pet you until you melt, cat. Photoshop is doing something wrong here. I don't know why it's doing that. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. You want some petting? I'll give you some petting. Yeah. Hey. Want to say hi? Hmm? Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Yeah. You're a good boy. Mm-hmm. Good boy. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so why did it do that? That was really weird. That explains why it looks so big, too. Okay, well, so why did I do something wrong in the settings? Why does Photoshop insist on taking priority? It's like a ghost image is there. Something is wrong with this. Oh, this is millimeters. This is not pixels. Oh. How many millimeters does it consider a pixel to be? 570 by 1800. Three by 9. I now I know what it's doing. It's not making it 570 pixels by 1800 pixels. It's making it 570 millimeters by 1800 millimeters, and that has a resolution of some sort. Okay, I get what it's doing now. I thought I was going to get a 570 by 1800 object. I guess I need to test something else as well. So save full screen, download. Now, let's bring that into Photoshop, see how big it is. Get rid of these. Okay, image, image, size. Okay, so this is just straight up wrong. Because it's making something, I told it 570 millimeters by 1800 millimeters, and it made something 949 millimeters by whatever the hell it's doing. So this needs to be 570 by 1800. Because I think Tinkercad imports 1-to-1 for size. let's try this first. Control C, file new, 198 by 210. Control V. Nope. File new. I need a transparent background. Control V. We need it to be black. File. Save as. We're going to save it as untitled PNG. Okay. Now we come into here. PNG to SVG. Convertio. Choose. Desktop. Puzzle. Okay. Now we come to Tinkercad. Let's see how big it is. Yes, 210 by 198. So Tinkercad imports 1:1. So that means I need this to be 570 by 1800. Okay, now we're scaling. Okay. I don't know why the UI keeps disappearing. Really annoying me. Okay. So, image, size. We're going to make this, it's going to force us to use 1 pixel as the minimum. 1 pixel equals 1 millimeter. I want 0.5 millimeter of tolerance. Which means I need 50% of that. Which means I need to, do I need to double this? I think I need to double this. So this is 3600. Now we do our filter, other, minimum. There we go. One pixel. Now we image size down again. 1800. Now that should give us about 0.5 millimeter, slightly more because the original line had a width. We're basically adding a pixel. So that reduces the tolerance quite a bit. Good. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay, now, how do I stop it? There is a way to do that. How do I do that? Edit, preferences, general. So this is not it here. There is a way to tell it to auto select layer when you go to a new layer, and I want to turn that off. It's not here. It's usually right here. In Photoshop 7, it would maybe have to be here. No. Yeah, auto select layers turned off. So why is it switching layers? Maybe that's just something it does. Maybe I don't have a choice. I guess I don't have a choice. Okay. Well, it does matter because Tinkercad imports 1 pixel, 1 millimeter. And I need this to import to Tinkercad at the right physical dimensions. And I also need that to make sure I get the spacing correct. All right, Control C, V. U, Control C, V. Remember, ultimately this goes into Tinkercad, so I need to make sure my end result is compatible with Tinkercad. I should end up with 27 pieces. Good. We delete this one. There we go. Now the spacing you see there is my perf, so to speak. That looks big to me, but I guess it isn't. Delete layer. Yes. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Ow. Definitely not what I wanted to do. I guess I have to go back through each one. Is there a keyboard command to move up and down layers? Like, is there a keyboard command that'll go like that? Is that mixing? No, I don't think it is. Okay. Because the SVG converter needs this to be black. What am I doing? Hello? Can I select more than one layer? Yes. Image, invert. How do I do that? It won't let me? Oh, come on. I know what I need to do. Link layers. Invert. Why didn't that work? I link them. Why did it only do one? Invert is Control I. That'll be easier. It just doesn't work. Unlink. Well, I can do it this way. Okay. We have our 27 pieces. They're all black. Now I should be able to do this. Scripts, export layers to files. We're going to downloads. Puzzle dash file type PNG. I should be able to select PNG. Why can't I select PNG? Okay, that's really annoying. I could probably use, will that do bitmap? Goddamn Photoshop. It straight up will not let me get out of this because it won't let me bring another window. Can I do this? Nope. For some reason, Photoshop will not permit me to leave Photoshop. I don't think I like Photoshop CS2. Oh my God, just fucking do it. I guess it's doing it. Okay. Why did... Oh, I can't do that because I lose my layer. Really? I know why it's doing that. I wonder. Is there no way for me to do that? No. It's probably simple. I mean, technically it doesn't matter if the images are all 570 by 1800, but it's going to make a big difference to the Convertio. It's going to use up more CPU time because each image is huge when I only need the actual little image. First of all, why won't this... Well, I could go to PSD and then convert to PNG. And TIFF, I think, would also work as well. But what I need to do is to make these all sit on top of each other. Let me show you what I mean. So, for example, what the hell is that? Oh, that's the one. So if I pick auto select layer, say I can go to each of these. But I need each of these to be in their own thing. But what I need to do is take this and just do this. But I don't know how to automate this. I mean, except to do this. Nope. Does anybody know how to do this? How do I put everything in a corner? Auto select groups, show transform controls. I think I basically need to snap it to the grid. Well, what I can do is put them on top of each other so I can get close. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, now you're just mocking me. What the fuck? Stop it. Oh, because the bounding box includes the transparent area. So I was technically picking file up the wrong way. That was my fault. Inexperience. Okay, so I should be able to do this. Yeah. First, we need to go from 18 onward. I need to go from this to this. Are you just not going to let me do that? That's fine. I need to do this so that I can do this. And now it'll be substantially smaller. There. Now they're only that big, but they're a stack, so it'll be fine. Now I should be able to do scripts. Now, when I do like the colored things, I don't have to do this. You want them all to be the same size. But this is different. Why would I increase the image canvas size? That just increases the workspace. I don't understand why I would need to do that. I wish I could force it to be, this doesn't matter. I don't care. Okay. There, now they're smaller. Hi, baby. How you doing? You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Normally, we wouldn't want to stack them like this because we want them all to line up in Tinkercad, but these need to actually be separate pieces, and I don't want to run out of credits on Convertio, so smaller is better in this context. And now what's cool is I can save this, save as a piece of PSD, so puzzle pieces. Okay. I don't care. Just shut up and do what I said. I wonder why these have the double digits now. I don't care, but I am curious. And this should not be a 0. It should be a 1. But it is a puzzle piece. Okay. Now, how big are these? Oh, they're only 57 kilobytes. I might be able to just go straight from PSG. We want this one to this one. Open. Oh, no, 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 no. PSD to PNG. No, SVG. If you think I'm going to sit there and select 27 boxes to change, that's what I want. No, 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 no. I wonder what would happen if I fed him this file. We're going to do it the right way first, but then we're going to try doing it that way. I might not need to batch export. Okay, convert. Let's see how many it lets me do. Ooh, that's taking a long time. That's not good. So it might actually be better to convert to PNG since it does it a lot faster. I'm going to run out of processing time. Would you go away? Oh, no. Oh, it better not have taking away my ability. Oh, you son of a bitch. My files. Okay. 6, 7, 8. So it says 10 conversion minutes per day. Did we spend 10 minutes converting files? No, we spent about 90 seconds converting files. So however it calculates this, it's weird. So we are up to file number 8. Let's open up Chrome. I don't think Chrome's going to work unless I have the VPN thing. Okay. Just shut up. Just shut up. Connection on. ESE to SVG. Whatever. Go to hell. Okay. So we're up to 8. So let's do 9 through 16. See if we can get that done. Okay. Guess we'll see how far we can get. We did 16. So now we're at 17 through 26, which we are probably not going to be able to do, but give it a shot. See how far we get. I missed 17. Oh, there's 17. And there's our limit. $18 and $19. $18, $19. Oh no, just 18. Okay. We're at 2 of 18. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, can we cheat by changing this? Let's try France. Can I do it in the same browser, or is that not going to work? Okay, so I have to use a different browser. Okay. Now we bring up Opera. So there must be cookies in the browser too. Okay. PSD to SV. Really? Show all files. There we go. Oh, for Christ's sake, come on. So we need 19 through 26. I might not have enough to do all of them. Maybe. I'm missing one. Where's 26? Why is 26 gone? I selected 26. Oh, there it is. That's weird. Oh, it's file 25, layer 26. Oh, that's weird. Okay, did I get them all? Oh, I'm missing layer 0. No, there's layer 1. Through. Oh, I'm missing one more. Means I have to go back here. Choose file. Show all. $27. Download. Okay. New folder. I want to grab all of this, except for this. Put this in here. Okay, now just for the hell of it, it looks like I could do a little more. Let's see what happens if I do the big file. Will it give me individual output? Let's see what it does. It's probably not going to do what I'm thinking. I'm hoping it'll export 27 individual. Okay, so that's fine. It should still have done it. Yep, there it is. Yeah, 1.96. It just downloaded them overlapped. So that didn't work. Okay. I just wanted to try it, see what would happen. Downloads. You go in here. And you... Yeah, it just overlapped them all. That's what I thought it was going to do. Delete. Puzzle pieces go in here. Okay. Close out all this. Quit Opera. I got to get out of here, actually. I got to get my Roadrunner pantry today. Okay. But now I can import these. Desktop. So I just got to bring in all these files. And now they're the right size, 348 by 328. That's it. Now let's bring in the second one and see how they line up. Number 2. And now they're importing the correct size. See, my fear is that gap is too big. That's what I'm afraid of. Meaning the original line might have been enough of a tolerance, because that looks like a big gap to me. Yeah, I think I want to try it the original way. That just seems really, really big. I wonder why it gets janky, like right there. But, okay, so I think it's going to work without having... I think the original thickness of the line is enough. It's also possible it's adding 1 millimeter on each side of the line. And if it's adding a millimeter on both sides, that's a 2 millimeter gap, plus however thick the original line was, which... You know, sometimes I'm not very bright. If it's 570 pixels and it's 1 millimeter per pixel, then if the line is visible at all, it's at least 1 millimeter thick. Because if it was less than a pixel, it wouldn't be visible. I didn't have to do the minimum threshold at all. I could have just taken the original file and used that. Yeah, I'm not very bright. But it's just, I'm not used to doing this, so I'm not familiar with it, but okay. All right, but I think it'll work. I'll redo them later with the smaller gap. And if I still end up with too big a gap, all I have to do is increase the size of the image, then shrink it down, and then that'll reduce the gap as I shrink it down. Yeah, that would work too. Okay. Now, something else I could do that I didn't think of, I could put a floor on these. So, for example, I could have these all sit on top of a square. Jesus Christ. Kind of like this. And I can make this 0.6. Yeah, I could do that. So that when you install the pieces, they don't just pass all the way through. And that'll also mean when you glue it together, it'll actually have a surface area to glue to. Yeah, I think I might do that. All I have to do is do that right there, what you just saw me do. And then they'll all print with a bottom. Yeah. That's definitely something I should do. Control D. This would be the same thing for this one. So we do that. And we take this. Do this. And bring it back. There we go. Now that does mean I have to subtract a little bit from this part here. Yep. I'll have to do that too. What I really need to do is just I guess it really is that simple. Okay. So pieces like this one, I would have to do this. So just take a little bit more away. No, I can't do that. It's going to air print. Shit. I can print them upside down. No, then it's bridging. Oh, man. That's annoying. I mean, the only way to solve that is to take 0.6 off the top. So that when you insert them, they sit at the same level. Nah. I just got to make them fit right. Okay, I'll work on this later. Alrighty, critters. I'm going to get out of here. I want to go hit that Roadrunner and see what kind of veggies and fruits they have today. So I will... if you want to come back later tonight after I pick up the printer, maybe I'll go back live again and we can continue working on this if you guys want to. Or maybe tomorrow I'll do it during the daytime because it'll be late for most of you tonight. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe there'll be fewer people. We'll set up the I forgot to do the Discord voice thing too. So maybe I'll play with that later. Maybe I'll just go live whenever I'm working on these files, and even if only a couple people show up, we can talk. It might be fun. We can see if it's worth the time to do it. But I am going to go hit the Roadrunner. Hey, Maker Viking. Yeah, check in the description. I have a Discord now. I don't know exactly what to do with it, but I'm coming up with ideas, I guess. I'll figure out what to do with it. But there's one there now. So I'll probably go on later tonight when I get back with the new printer. And then I'll probably go on again tomorrow because this has got my juices going. I'm excited about this. So I want to get this. I want to do this. I want to get this working. And especially now that I'll have 2 printers that can print these. I can print this on actually 3 printers maybe. I found a somebody locally who has a Neptune Max 4, a Neptune 4 Max. It's 420 by 420 by 450. It's not quite as good as the printers that Mike is going to send me because he has Neptune 3s, which actually have a bigger build volume, 420, 420, 500. So once I get the 3 printers from Mike, I'll have 2 Neptune 4s and 2 Neptune 3s, which would be very awesome. That'll be 5 printers that can print 400 by 400. I'm going to He's selling it for like $200, but he said he's open to trades. Yeah, for real. He's open to trades, and I offered him my 2-3 Sapphire Plus, which I really didn't want to get rid of because it's such a damn good printer. It's so reliable, but that he was interested in Core XY, and so I thought that would be interesting enough for him, and he agreed. He'll trade for my Sapphire Plus and a roll of PLA. I was like, done. So I'm gonna meet him about 5 o'clock tonight. It's gonna hurt a little bit because I gotta spend gasoline to go meet him, and it's an 80-mile round trip, which means 4 gallons of gas, which means about $15 worth of gas, which I really don't have. But I'm gonna go meet him, and we're gonna do an even swap, so it won't cost me any money except for the gas. I think I have half a tank, and I think that's enough to make this trip and to go see Michelle next Tuesday, which will get me through to next Wednesday when Logan's going to send me some more gas money. So I think I got enough to do that. So I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go get the printer. So I will see you guys later. I'll either be on later tonight, depending on how tired I am, or tomorrow I'll be on. That's it. But I'm going to keep working on this. I will see you guys later.